Hey guys, welcome back to my video, or to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today I'm going to be talking about how I handle my toddler's tantrums, or as I like to say, her big feelings. So a little intro about myself before I even start the video. My name is Kimberly, I'm 26 years old. I consider myself a young mom. I mean, I'm closer to 30 than I am to 20, but yeah, I have a daughter who is almost 2 years old. She'll be 2 in November, and I just can't believe it. Oh my gosh, I've been a mom for almost 2 years. I did take child development classes when I was in college, and I loved those classes so much. I learned a lot. I listened to audiobooks. I've read books about positive parenting, positive discipline. I've learned so much, and I kind of narrowed down with what kind of ties in with my morals, my values, who I want to be, who I strive to be, and just being a positive, radiant person. That's the example that I want to have for my daughters. So I do follow the positive parenting style. There are many parenting styles out there. I'm not saying this is the only way or this is the right way, but it's just what we like and it's what works for us. So I hope this video is very helpful for you guys with all the information and tips that I have. So I'm literally just going to be sharing what I do, what I've learned, the books I've read, the audiobooks I've listened to. I'm kind of putting it all together and just showing you guys how, or telling you guys how I kind of just wrapped all the information and show that on to my daughter. Yeah. Whenever Penelope is having a difficult or big feelings or big emotions, we don't like to say the word tantrum or acting crazy or having a meltdown, because she really isn't. It's just a way of her communicating. It's all about how you perceive things. What you say and like how you view things is going to affect the situation a lot. So we like to say Penelope is having big feelings. For example, lately she's been loving to climb on our dining chairs and our dining table. And sometimes I'll say, Penelope, tables are not for climbing. You can fall, it's dangerous. Would you like to go outside and climb on your slide? We have a slide in the backyard, so I'll offer an alternative or an option. I'll say, do you want to climb on your slide, or do you want to climb, I don't know, on her tower or whatever. Toddlers like to feel like they're in control of things, so offering an alternative or an option makes them feel like, you know, they're in control. Like, wow, okay, I have a say in this. Sometimes even like she'll come up to me and she's crying, and I'll say, Penelope, what's wrong? Mommy can't understand you when you're crying. Mommy can't understand you when you're whining. Can you please talk? Let's communicate. And a lot of times she'll stop crying, or like she'll look at me with her little eyes and like she's like listening to what I'm saying. And then I'll say, what's wrong? Do you need help with something? Or show me. I'll ask her to show me if she doesn't have the correct words to, you know, explain what's wrong. Sometimes it's hard to drop what you're doing, you know, as a mom or dad. We're doing so much constantly that sometimes it's hard to just drop everything and attend to our child. But this has really, really helped us a lot, is getting down to eye level with her, looking her in the eyes and saying, Penelope, I know you're frustrated. I know you're upset. There's this phrase that I love that I read in a book. It's called connect before correcting. Oftentimes, you know, sometimes I'm like doing the dishes and Penelope's like over here and I'm like, Penelope, please don't do that. Don't do that. Like, you know, please stop that. And she's not listening. Like, she hears me, but she's not really connecting the dots. So what has helped a lot is dropping what I'm doing at the moment, going to her, getting down to eye level, looking at her in the eyes and saying, Penelope, please stop doing that. That's very dangerous. You can break something. Do you want to throw something? Do you want to throw a ball? Want to go outside and throw a ball is a way of just having her feel like she's in control of the situation, giving her an option. I get down to eye level with her. I look at her in the eyes, you know, because we're adults, we're big people, they're little. And oftentimes, just like animals, you know, whenever they see a bigger predator, they feel intimidated, and that's just how our child feels as well. When all else fails, this works 100% of the time, I let her feel her 5 senses. Touch, taste, hearing, sight, and what's the other one? Smell. Did I say smell? But yeah, those 5 senses. So I'll take her outside. I'll say, do you hear the bird? That's her hearing. Or the car is passing by. I'll say, look at this rock, or look at this flower. That's sight. That touch. Do you want to smell the flower? There's smell, sense. And then at the end, I will usually offer her, for taste, I'll ask her, would you like some water? Would you like, you know, an apple? Would you like a snack? And usually she says yes. And that really does help every single time when all else fails. I don't have to do this a lot, you know, the 5 senses, because just talking to her, getting down to eye level with her, saying I understand you, showing empathy and respect, that usually just, it works all the time. There are those moments where they need that extra love, and it'll result in the 5 senses, and that will just automatically work like a charm. It's very important to let your child feel these feelings and let them you know, understand these emotions. They may not know how to explain themselves or communicate with you, but remember that a lot of times when a child is acting out, it's because they're trying to communicate with you. They're trying to get your attention. And, you know, these big feelings can be very scary for someone, or for your toddler. You know, they don't know sometimes what they're feeling, and we need to guide them and let them know, you know, you're feeling frustrated, you're feeling angry, you're upset. And just letting them feel those emotions, because their limbic system isn't even fully developed yet, which is also called the emotional brain. It's not developed, and you know, we're here to help them understand what feelings they're going through and how to control those emotions, how to react with those emotions. You know, when we're frustrated, we don't do this, we talk, we communicate. It really is just about showing empathy, respect, showing your toddler that you understand them, and setting boundaries. So that kind of sums up what I do with Penelope whenever she's having big feelings. And really just try to change your perspective on that. Next time you're talking to your spouse or your partner and saying, yeah, like Josh really had a huge tantrum today, say, Josh had some big feelings today. It really does change, you know, the whole story. Like, it's all about how you perceive things. So it's not about being perfect, but it's about going into the right direction and at least trying and working on being the best we can be, the best versions of ourselves. I also want you to remind yourself that there's nothing wrong with you, there's nothing wrong with your child. We're all learning, we're all growing. I have learned and grown so much just by being a mom already, and you know, it's a journey that you and your child will go through together. And just have some grace for yourself and for your